Hello and welcome to Week 2's Jing for CIS 274 XML Programming. Jason here. We're going to take a look at this week's XML tree with the poems. So let's see what we have here. So to start out, we have the root element, which is poems. So basically the assignment was to take the original Richard Corey poem and just add a couple additional branches onto the tree. So we still have our first element here, Richard Corey, and we've got some sub-elements, author, title, and then I've broken it down into stanza 1, 2, 3, and 4. And of course, each stanza the actual text that corresponds with the stanza 1 of the poem. The Richard Corey part. So to add to that, we have another sub-element or child element of poems that is Limerick 1, and this one is author Edward Lear, title is untitled. And then we've, instead of stanzas, because it's a limerick, I have line 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again, each line here has the text that corresponds with the line of the poem. So after limerick 1, we have child element limerick 2, that again has author, title, line 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the last poem that was added was a Shakespearean sonnet. So we have, again, child element sonnet, and then we have these sub-elements, author, William Shakespeare, title, sonnet 27, and then instead of stanzas or lines, I did contents as the element here. And again, we have the text that corresponds with that sonnet. So now that we've seen what the tree looks like, let's open the actual file and see the finished product. So we have our XML tree here, poems is the root, our Richard Corey, author, title, then all the stanza lines, we have all the text, so that looks pretty good. And then we're ending Richard Corey, beginning limerick 1, author, title, all of our lines, ending out limerick 1, starting limerick 2 with all of our info, and then ending limerick 2. Then starting our sonnet, then we've got all of our parts of the sonnet, ending sonnet, and last but not least, closing out our XML tree with poems. So that's what I have for this week's Jing. I'd like to thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.